Hey everyone, welcome to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. Well, actually now in a hotel room. Of course, I'm Patrick Young. This guy, currently to my left now, may currently have a stress fracture in his foot, Joe Venuto.
Yes. Don't wear shoes that are tied too tight for you, and then walk a lot.
Yes.
That's my medical advice for the night.
Well, since Mama, Wrestling in Mom's Basement.
Mamas.
I can't believe I forgot the name of the show. Wrestling in Mom's
It
Basement.
was his name.
Well, it's technically now Wrestling in our hotel room, so I guess that's what this could be called. But NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3.
Yep. And it's my turn.
Yes.
Yes.
That was just a segue.
Yes.
That was just an
The
open
superstars of
segue.
NXT tonight, or now, Saturday
Yes.
night, set the bar incredibly high for SummerSlam. So almost unfathomably high. Now, you know what?
Impossible.
Screw the almost, yeah, impossible. It had champions retaining. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone. I wrote a lot. They won, and then there was an invasion of source that probably going to grab some headlines, I'm sure. From the get-go, though, from Andrade and Johnny, which we'll get to in a minute, everybody tore the house down. It was clear NXT had a show in store for one that fans would simply not forget, and that was the case inside Barclays Center tonight. And on the eve of SummerSlam, let's relive what probably is going to end up being the show of the year by the end of it.
Yeah.
I might be overhyped there a little bit.
At this point, I don't think you are. Probably one of my favorite shows I've been to live.
Yeah, it is my favorite.
Yeah. Well, especially since the last one you had was Battleground.
Right, yes. Tomorrow's SummerSlam has a better chance to be my favorite than that, so.
Last pay-per-view I had was Rumble. The Royal Rumble.
Last year's SummerSlam.
Oh, last year's SummerSlam. Never mind. So I at least have that being decent enough.
Yeah.
At least better than Battleground.
Yeah.
So. But NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3 is a very special show. If you haven't watched it, pause this video, go watch it, come back.
Instead of the usual recapping the match that we do for Rolls of SmackDown, I'm not going to recap the match just because it's fresh on my mind, so I'll just tell you a little bit about the match itself. Open match, like I said, John Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas. Andrade Cien Almas defeated Johnny. This was an upset to me, but not to Pat, because Pat predicted it right in our predictions, which unfortunately won't be uploaded because
someone forgot to upload them before we left Philly.
I had a stress fracture. This is a fantastic match. I know some people towards the end will complain about the lack of selling when they do the indie style back and forth, but the action I thought was constant throughout, and neither gave the audience a moment to settle down or rest. It kept the fans on their feet. I guess there was points I didn't know who would win though towards that match. And there are probably those who complain about Johnny losing, but there's clearly they have plans for Andrade, and Andrade's lost plenty of high-profile takeover matches now.
Yeah,
so he was doing win.
He needed a win.
Especially where it feels like his counter-style game momentum was Zelina Vega.
Johnny still has moments attached to his career in NXT. I mean, he still has the Cruiserweight Classic match with him and Ciampa. He still has the victory over the Revival on Takeover Toronto.
Right, but come off that.
And he still had big moments that he can fall back on.
Right.
Andrade severely needed to win.
Come off what Pat said. And it came off like a psychological bit of the interference by Zelina, and not only made that possible, but also furthered Johnny's breakup with his former partner Tommaso Ciampa, who is currently recovering from injury. Which, if he's due back in time, should be in time for Takeover New Orleans.
Yes.
So overall,
for this match, admittedly, I'd probably put rose-colored glasses on.
There's rose-colored glasses on tonight.
But it feels very special to me, so I gave it an A.
I gave it an A too. Next match, NXT Tag Team Championship match. The Authors of Pain versus Sanity. This is my second lowest rated match.
Yes.
It was a damn fun wrestle match. It has some crowd pleasing spots.
Yeah.
To some people, it was a surprising outcome from my own reading, but I wasn't surprised at this
I wasn't
one.
surprised about it either.
No, I
actually predicted it in our video.
Yeah, and my fault. Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, who was originally killing Dean. Eric Young, Alexander Wolf were in the match.
Yeah.
And they defeat the Overspain to win the NXT.
It was because they knocked him down and he didn't make it to the ring and wasn't ready.
Yeah,
So Eric Young just popped up.
Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be a Freebird rule or not going.
I'm expecting him to be
Might as well.
a Freebird
Between
role.
all four
I
of
mean, it's insanity.
Between all four of them, so. Yeah. Eric, I believe in the lead up to the match, obviously Sandy were the faces.
Yeah.
No. So, I'm not sure.
Brooklyn definitely treated
Sure
Sandy
does.
like
Yeah.
faces.
They were the clear favorites there.
Yeah.
And the layout of the match I thought was smart. And then after the match, the official arrival of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they already made their debuts against House of Black, but
This time together,
right.
Red Dragon in the same ring, beating the piss out of Sanity.
And Wolf Experience.
And Authors.
Yeah, they attacked both.
Yeah.
So at that point, and first of all, it's a TIT that's legitimacy. So we're building the tag division, because now you got the Authors of Pain, who I have on ring called up. But you got Sanity, Red Dragon, not sure to ring called Red Dragon, because we don't know, I haven't heard the commentary.
Yes.
Red Dragon, Street Profits Rising, Shane Forces come back next month for October for TF61, and then you have the Dusty Classic. So, where people can form teams. So that feels like, at the point that they target both Sanity Pain said we weren't sure to face or heel, they just came over as they simply wanted the gold.
More on that later.
Right. And that makes for the intrigue of TV now for the next few months and build up to take over Houston.
Yeah.
And they give management, I guess, just a chance to figure out which role he wants each team in going forward. We figured out Red Dragon by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Overall, I gave it my second lowest score tonight, a B+.
The exact same. Well, since you did the grading first, I'll announce the next match.
Yeah, my
It
fault.
was Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami. Aleister got the big band entrance,
Yeah.
which, as I put on Twitter, it melted my face off. Well, actually, the show melted my face off, but it was pre-melted by Aleister's entrance. Like, it was very Undertaker-like to start off with. I'll have you on the match.
For me, because I enjoyed the main event a little bit more, this was my worst match on the card.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But, that's not saying much. I mean, that's saying a whole lot. I mean, it's not saying much as a bad thing. The card was so strong to this point that even a very good match won't help out the card.
Yeah.
So, and that's what this was. A very good match. The strikes were stiff like I was expecting. I think for me, I just went into it expecting like stiffness right from the get-go, but I was a little bit more technical than what's stiff. Maybe that's why. Because I did say this was going to be my match of the weekend, but right now there's probably 3 others on this card.
Yeah.
But the action when I picked up was grueling, yeah. And even though this was the hardest chance for me to predict, I said the guy I found decided, expected to win, they go over, which is Aleister Black.
Yes.
Because Aleister's like a starting make it, and it does feel like to me, and this isn't bad for what I'm saying, Hideo's doing great work with his new character. Well, it feels like Hideo's on his last legs at NXT with his character. I feel like Hideo's going to move to the main roster soon.
He probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this match was fantastic. It was just 2 strikers hitting each other as hard as they can. I love the character moments where Hideo had Aleister on the ground and then just did like the Indian style thing that Aleister does, and then Aleister sort of just looked at him like you just made the worst mistake of your life. It also had very great character moments like that, and for me, it was an excellent match. I thought. I ended up giving it an A-.
I gave it a B. So, which I have feeling the score for his lowest match and my lowest match are around then.
Probably.
So let's just say if the B is the lowest overall score between the 2 matches, 2 shows grades. Yeah.
They'll probably cross each other out.
Yeah. Next match, the NXT Women's Championship match, Asuka versus Ember Moon. Asuka retained the title.
Yeah.
Like if somebody maybe will upload the predictions.
She broke my streak.
She broke his pay-per-view winning streak for undefeated streak tonight.
Yeah.
And I said, "What? Well,
McIntyre would have broken it too.
Yeah, sure. But he would have broken mine. Like, even had to go on feet.
Yeah.
I said in predictions for those that didn't see it because I'm gonna see it. That nobody.
So, like the first episode of our podcast.
Yes.
It didn't get shown.
The Lost Files.
Yeah.
We had the Fashion Files. That were the Lost Files.
They were the Lost Files that are never coming back.
Nah.
Ever.
They're
gone. They're deleted.
Delete the videos, yeah. I predicted that Asuka, that nobody is ready for her. My exact sentence was, nobody is ready for Asuka is not just a catchphrase. It's the truth. As much as I love Ember, I said she wasn't ready yet. I'm just calling it. Asuka may still get the main roster and drop the belt. There's a tournament.
Yeah.
Asuka may stay both. Sasha Banks did it. Asuka might end up finding the winner in the Mae Young Classic at Takeover Houston. But you all know who the Funk 2 are at this point. My God. Come on now, people. I'm not going to say nothing now. But what I'm saying is nobody was ready for Asuka yet, and it was. But, in defeat, though, I thought Ember was a bigger star than she will be my win this one.
Yeah.
She's now no longer against the Chosen One. But the, respected one, I guess.
Yeah.
She's respected by the ladies, there you go. She's earned her place out in the title contention scene area. And that's important, again, the support to actually win the belt. Now, for me, the question is, now, is the defeat going to spark a breakdown for her? And have her turn heel? With Asuka still stay in NXT? Because the fans, I think, were a little, not really 50-50. They were more solidly behind Asuka tonight.
Yeah.
So,
I'd say that, too.
The story, though, overall was, is how great Asuka is. But I'm going to go...
And how close Ember actually came.
I'm going to say there's never been a female who brings a big match feel like Asuka.
No.
In history, I'm going with that. The way she has in the last 2 years.
Yeah. I agree with that statement.
And I might go as far as say she's by far the best women's wrestler on the roster between all three brands.
Currently, I can't disagree with that.
It is almost a shame, though, that it's not her swan song in NXT, though. Because matches like against Becky, Sasha, and Sally, Charlotte will be fantastic, but they'll have to wait. So...
yeah, I thought this was another excellent match. There is another streak brewing too, and that streak is actually NXT has actually not have a failing match from me in ever. So.
Oh, wait, are you feeling it?
No.
Oh.
No. That streak's continuing. And thank God too that we actually have a good brand on WWE that doesn't have
Jinder Mahal champion
weaknesses like that, or Jinder Mahal is champion.
I don't hate Jinder.
This third match I thought was very good. It showed Ember as vulnerable in all the right ways. That she actually was her strongest move couldn't take Asuka
twice. She did Eclipse twice, didn't she?
She did it once.
It was a crossbody on the ref by fault.
Yeah, which nobody is actually kicked out of. So, and Asuka just looks like a beast. She's definitely the NXT Women's Brock Lesnar. Actually, she may actually be better booked than Brock Lesnar.
She is.
Yeah, it was an excellent match, and I think it's good marks all around.
I was going to say Asuka might actually be the best wrestler on the roster, not named AJ. Now that may be rose-colored glasses a little bit, but I swear she's in the top 5. If she's not.
Yeah.
I
gave the match an A. I thought the story was very good, and the action was also very great as well.
I gave the match an A. NXT champion.
We promised we didn't know about these grades from each other's grades until now.
There's even a good chance that his worst match is. I know it's not my worst match, but they both had the same grades with Switch.
Yeah.
So there's even a good chance here. NXT Championship match: Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Roode. For me, I thought the match itself was a fantastic old school wrestling battle style from the other 4 matches on the card. Yeah. It was built logically. The ending was surprising. Drew McIntyre defeated by Drew for the NXT Championship. It saw, I guess, the cockiness of Bobby feeling like he needed to hit the 3rd Glorious DDT. That's the name of the DDT, right? Glorious DDT?
Yeah. Okay. We can go with it.
Yeah, for the win.
We don't need royalties, Bobby, if you haven't named it that.
But that cost him the belt, and this was more about Drew's redemption story. You know, it was being built up as Rise redemption story, but we'll get to more on that in a little bit. It was where Drew's journey back to the top, because they even showed in the video package the night he debuted, and Vince called him the Chosen One, 2009, yeah. And that paid off. And then, within a snap of the finger, Adam Cole debuted. And
I'm surprised you didn't say you called it since Drew's face was shown.
Yes, people. I'm not one to brag. If you know me, I'm very humble. But I will brag when there's 15,000 people. Now, we were sitting on the floor, and behind us is where the wrestlers were backstage. The curtain.
No, I thought you were... No, that's not what I was talking about when Drew debuted.
Oh, yeah, Drew debuted, yeah, my fault.
When Drew debuted,
you
made that prediction.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
That's what I was talking about first.
Oh, yeah, my fault. Rewind. When Drew debuted Takeover Orlando, I said it's going to be by Drew Takeover Brooklyn. I know recently I've been saying Roger Strong was going to cost him the match or play part in the match, which he didn't. But wasn't my prediction right? Because I feel like Bobby's going to the main roster now.
All right, and before...
hopefully he's on Cognac. I predicted once I seen Drew's face at Takeover Orlando.
Before you move on, let me talk about the match to...
Dear Lord, Bobby's on true as a Cognac.
I hope he doesn't either. I thought the match was very good. I thought it picked up a lot at the end. However, to me, the old school style after all the matches we've seen for the 2 hours in a row, I like that it was different, but I felt that it was in the wrong, like that style of match was in the wrong spot on the card. Because you had excellent matches and very competitive matches from every single match. Even Sanity and Authors of Pain pretty much did as much brawling as they possibly could for just the normal tag match. And I felt this part actually slowed it down at the end. It wasn't a bad match by any means. It was very far from it. I just think that type of match, I'm not sure if I would have had at the end of this pay-per-view. However, it doesn't harm the my overall pay-per-view experience in any way.
And then within a snap of a finger,
yes,
for the second time, Adam Cole debuted.
Baby,
I might brag here. Now, it's me and 20,000 people. Everybody thinks Adam Cole's going to sit in front row. When it was clearly the theme of the last few weeks was Homecoming. Now, who was in the front row in the beginning? Shinsuke Nakamura, Kalisto, Sasha Banks, Samoa Joe, Becky Lynch, Kevin Owens, Bayley, and Sasha Banks with Becky Lynch. Charlotte will have been there too with them if whatever. Rick, which by the way, side note, it sounds like Rick's doing a lot better. He cut promo on Nurse yesterday. The worst thing coming from his agent or his rep this day is the worst thing they told him right now is he needs rest for the first time in 4 years. That's a good sign.
Yes.
Big turnaround for Monday. So Neville was there too. He was the first one they shown. Corbin, he was on ringside, but if you notice the theme was everybody was
coming home.
Corey Graves was on commentary for the tag team title match. JR was a homecoming source, I guess, too, because he's the original NXT play-by-play.
He was.
Was on commentary for Alistair Black and Hideo. So, I was thinking about it. Then everybody thought he was going to show up before the main event, which is sure that would made sense and a bit cute. But Triple H knows that if you're going to put him there, it's going to take the focus away from the main event.
Yeah.
So, after Drew wins, Bobby rolls out of the ring, which is making me think Bobby's leaving.
Rolls out of the ring, walks up the ramp, goes through.
Now, Drew's celebrating. Now, all the desperate people. start looking behind. I'm looking straight ahead. I mean, I know he's coming from behind.
I am guilty of it. However, before the show, when they started doing the kickoff, and when they had all the guests coming from the back, there would always be a light behind us whenever they would walk through, so they could actually see where they're going in that arena. And it turned to talk to you, and then I saw the light flash behind us, and that's when I was like,
him and everybody else.
yeah, I was expecting someone to come through, and eventually he did.
Right. NXT always, when they have a shotgun, they always ensure that copyright date goes up, and then they go for the shotgun.
Actually, I thought they did the copyright ending with them posing in the ring.
Okay, but they were getting ready to end it. It was obvious Drew was on turnbuckle. Then Red
Yeah.
Dragon shows up on the apron, which I didn't see at first because from where I was standing, I'm only 5 foot. Then I see Adam Cole walking behind us.
Yeah.
But I told her, I didn't tell her about it. I was like, watch all these idiots. And that's no thanks. That's what I did. He only did it once. The rest of the idiots around us did it well.
Yeah.
That gives NXT a legitimate championship rivalry for Takeover Houston. Adam Cole versus Drew McIntyre. And if Bobby is staying, I guess it increases the personal feud with Bobby and Roddy too.
Yeah.
If he's staying. So they got that to go along with, and then add that, I guess, Sandy to feud with Bobby and Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lot of, I guess, moving parts at the top of the show.
Yes.
That makes for a more interesting product, creating more stars than just a few. So overall, because everyone went down to main event, I gave it an A.
I gave it a B.
I told you our lowest was the same.
Yeah. However, I'm probably guessing our overalls are exactly the same.
Yeah. Normally takeovers, they don't always average out to their overall.
Well, to be fair, the grade I'm about to give it, it's very hard to actually average out to
Right.
an A+. So
A+, same here.
Sometimes you, there's just a feeling about a show that you just have to give it that.
Right.
Except for WrestleMania 17, which probably deserves A++.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but A+ from here, so. And that's all for this edition. You'll be seeing this on Wednesday.
I might try to upload it, depending on the service I have here.
Okay. So you may say tomorrow.
Yeah.
Later on this morning.
Yeah, later on this morning, because
Yeah.
it's after 12 right now.
Yeah, it's 1:15. And information will be down below. And we'll be back tomorrow night, or Wednesday night for you guys, with the SummerSlam review.
May God rest their soul.
Right. There's only 13 matches compared to NXT's 5. So it's obvious that quality is important to Vince over quantity.
Yes.
Because there's only 13 matches. That's not a lot.
Instead of Takeover, which is only 5 matches in 2 hours.
Right. I mean, I could see the Shark Cage really surprising people and being better than...
It may have actually been 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were out there by 20 of 11.
Yeah.
4, yeah. I could see the Shark Cage side being better than Asuka and Ember.
No.
Who knows? No, SummerSlam, like, even if they have a great show, I'm not really sure if it's going to come close to this. So good luck to SummerSlam, and see you tomorrow or the next video.
See you later.
Bye.